Whistling is the most beautiful sound a human will ever hear. I began competitive whistling when I was 13. I found a box of pictures my dad kept in his closet, right next to a bunch of adult movies. But I wanted to know about these men I saw. I wanted to know what they were doing. They were whistling! My great-great-grandfather, Roger Rogers, came from Holland in 1888. He entertained passengers on a ship with his ability to whistle.
I met Regina when she was about 13. I was coming out of my favorite adult bookstore and I heard this amazing sound coming from the alley. I came out and there was Regina, whistling away.
Yeah, Coach was really important for my career. Yeah, she really taught me how to hone my skills, put my lips together and blow. That's how you whistle.
Kid had some great lips on her, like no one I'd ever heard. I said I can get her into a competition. I was BSing. I just liked the company. But one night, I googled whistling and found the NWA, National Whistling Association.
This guy sends me a video. It's this girl, Regina. She's whistling. I tells him, you know, she could be the next Hot Lips O'Houlihan. Or she could be some kid from the sticks with no goddamn lips. All I care about is that $100 entry fee. Capiche?
Coach told me I needed to come up with $250 for the entry fee, and she'd pay the rest. I tell you, really great gal. So I entered the underground whistling circuit and started my training at Whistler's Mother Lounge.
Regina was a funny chick. She came into the scene thinking it was all about the whistling, but it's real here, man. You whistle hard or you don't whistle at all. Period.
Yeah, I lost my first competition. Then my second competition.
Regina had a strong heart, but by that third week, she was ready to call it quits.
This here is my great uncle. He was the first ever to win a competitive whistling match. Ever. Like in the world. Yeah. But he was killed in a beaver attack. I think that's where I got my extreme fear of beavers. But it's also where I got my love for whistling.
Yo, this girl was sick the next time she came out. Whistles sound like only angels could make. She was on top of the game.
By the end of the summer, I was featured in IFPN's local newsletter as a rising star. It was time for the next step, the World Whistling Championship.
That first WWC was rough for the kid. Rivals from all over the world were just smacking her around like a cat with a mouse.
Then Regina came back to us to figure out her next move.
We went to work that year. We trained like never before.
You gotta show those people who's boss. You gotta eat them for dinner. Some people say my technique is rough, but the proof is in the pudding.
I came back with a vengeance, and for 3 years straight, I was World Whistling Champion. I was winning coupons for Popeyes and Chipotle. I even had 50% off Alamo Rent-A-Car.
The next year there was talk of a new whistler in town. A real bad lady with big DSLs. That's decibel skilled lips.
Delfina could really blow. They say she came from Cuba on top of 2 dolphins that she mesmerized with her whistling.
Yes, it's true about the dolphins. I still keep them as pets. Maria and Caridad, like the Caridad de Cobre. Yes, Regina she's a good whistler. She's good. But I am great, and I proved it. I retired that year as a champion.
That year in the competition, Delfina pulverized everyone, including Regina.
She beat Carlos, even the legendary Gert Chatrou. It came down to the two of us, and she just out-whistled me.
The kid was wrecked, just looked real bad on our Skype chat. I left in the middle of the competition, but I knew she was sad with the emoji she used in the chat.
I used those Alamo coupons to rent a car and take a little road trip with my boyfriend.
My girl was so heartbroken. I spent the last week trying to cheer her up while she pigged out on fast food, and I told her, that dolphin bitch, she doesn't know you like I do. One day, while trying on each other's lipstick, she got a terrible idea. Terrible.
There's a deep, dark side to whistling.
The kid made a choice that changed her life and the entire whistling world.
I returned the following year to take back my title and win the next 6 championships in a row, and no one could figure out how I was doing it.
Regina came back from her trip wanting to shoot performance-enhancing collagen into her lips. I told her it was crazy, but we could get it done for cheap since she was working as a pharmacist part-time at the S-Mart.
I snuck out the collagen, shot myself up, whistled so loud I made 4 men deaf and 1 deaf man hear again. But in 2015, the NWA, the National Whistling Association, came down hard and suspended me.
It was a big mistake for the kid. Cost me a lot too. I was getting 50% of her cuts from tournaments. I was down to only having to work part-time selling flowers on the street.
And then Regina came back. And some people were just not having it. Some of them labeled her as a little cheating ass bitch.
Yeah, I screwed up real bad. But I remembered what my Uncle Bemba always told me. Regina, you've got a real pretty mouth. Anyways, I knew I couldn't keep my lips from doing what they were born to do. I spent a year training. Coach told me they charge a penalty fee for reinstating me. $500 is a small price to pay to get back to doing what I love. They're coming to take my title back. You can never take the wind